What you have heard is true. I shot my snowblower. Let me explain for a moment. I'm from the Midwest, where we don't have a lot of use for snowblowers, and when I first moved out here, I wasn't convinced. But one winter in New Hampshire, me and all my vertebrae agreed the snowblower was actually a fine thing to get. And so off we went to Sears, we bought a snowblower that was about the size of a microwave with a stick in it. And every time it snowed, I could not wait. I really couldn't even wait for the snow to cover the driveway. I had to go out and run that snowblower, and it ran like a champ for the first year. The second year, my snowblower developed somehow an allergy to snow. And I took it to the small engine repair place in Plymouth, New Hampshire. You'll recognize it now. It has a crystal chandelier, a hot tub out back, a lot of things I bought for that place. This snowblower. And yet I would get it home, it would work fine, but when snow came, nothing. So one weekend, we had a significant snowfall, and I trudged outside actually to start the snowblower, and it wouldn't work. And I pulled it, and my shoulder was aching, and the rage just building in me. And I tried to throw the snowblower like a hammer thrower in the Olympics. As I lay there on the ground in agony, I had the same thought that you would have had too. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill this snowblower. And I got up and I ran inside. And I should mention, it didn't help. My in-laws were visiting. They had for some time, like months. And I walked in, and my wife was sitting there with her father at the table, and she said, "How's it going out there?" I'm going to kill it. I'm going to shotgun the snowblower. And she's like, "Oh yeah." And I walk past, I come back through with the shotgun, a box of shells, and my wife says what I think anyone would say in that situation: "Make sure you take that out back." So I did. I trudged the thing out back. And the thing is, when you're full of rage and you go outside to shoot the snowblower, it's going to work. But when you're told that you have to take it to the backyard, it requires some amount of fantasy, really, to keep your rage alive long enough. And so I did. I had this fantasy because I knew that my snowblower was out of place. I knew that really where it really came from was the deserts of New Mexico, where there is no snow. And that what had really happened was this was a killer. This was a man-eater of a snowblower. Here it is. It's tracking a family. I'm following it through the desert. I see it about to charge down the hill. It's going to take out a family of 5. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. So I positioned the snowblower. I wanted to see it flip up in the air. So I was being very careful about the way I put it up. And here, let me just back up for a moment and say another thing happened, too. That summer, my wife and I had gone down the mountain to a little store. We were running some errands. And we were only gone for 15 minutes, but our kids were home alone. And the folks from the little weird church up the hill stopped in, and they wanted to just, pay a little visit. We weren't there, but they talked to the kids for a moment, and then basically what they said was, "So where are your mom and dad?" They said, "Well, they're gone. They'll be back shortly." And they said, "Well, let's ask you, if your parents died today, would they go to hell or would they go to heaven?" My kids were a little freaked out. I got home, I was a little freaked out. So fast forward again, I'm in the backyard, I'm getting ready to shoot this snowblower, and there's nothing that says sin, like a driveway that's unplowed. So they stop in, they come up to the door, they knock on the door, my wife opens the door, they said, "That is the man of the house home." Like it's 1957. And she starts to say yes, and then she thinks, well, he says, yeah, he's right out back, and before she could even finish her sentence, she said, "That's him, he's shooting the snowblower." He took a box of shells with him, so he might not be back for a few minutes. They took off, and I guess the end of the story is this: that word got out, and my friends sort of seek me out now when there's a chainsaw that smokes a little too much, or a weed eater that just keeps dropping that line. You can call me. I can make it look like an accident. Or I can send a message. Briggs and Stratton, sleep with the fishes.